Shalom, back again. I don't want to waste no time because we got there's a lot of ground to cover in this video right here. This video is for the young men out there, okay? Because I was once a young man coming up in this faith, and I made a lot of mistakes. I came in when I was very young, 14, 15, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I was up under elders and leaders, and I believed my leaders, and I followed my leaders, and to be honest with you, I wasn't guided correctly as a young man. Okay, because I was up under wicked men. So this video right here is for you young brothers out there, you young brothers in faith and also in age. Okay, if you're a 30-year-old man, you just coming into faith, this is for you, right? This video is for you because you're still young, you a babe in the faith. And this is also pertaining to you younger men out there, you teenagers, because I came in when I was a teen and I never had no one show me the way. 1 Peter 5:5-8. Okay, let's jump into it. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Okay, so that's correct because the Most High understands that the young men need leaders. The young men need guidance. Okay, so you young men are supposed to be submitted to an elder, to a man that has wisdom, to a man that has understanding. Okay, to a man that has experience in the life. Okay, now this is not talking about any old elder you see out here on YouTube. Them men ain't elders, man. Okay, look at their track record. Look how they operate. Look at their camps. Everything is out of order. Moving on. Yea, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility. Do you see humility within these leaders, within your camps, within these elders? No. For God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Okay, 6th verse. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh. You hear that? That's very important. That he may exalt you in due time. So you're supposed to really you follow the Most High. Okay, you humble yourselves unto the Most High, because at the end of the day, he's the one that's gonna uphold men in these last days and raise them up out of the hell and strengthen them and protect them. Not no man on earth, but we still need guidance. Okay, we understand that we still need guidance, especially if you're a young man here on this earth. 7th verse. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. So you're supposed to cast your care, upon who? The Most High. For he careth for you. He love you. No one else don't love you. Just know the Most High care for you and he love you. 8th verse. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay, now that pertains to Esau and it also pertains to our own people. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be sober, be vigilant. Okay, you young men out there, you have to be sober, be vigilant, be sharp, be aware. Okay, have your wits about you, be sharp-minded, right? You understand? Because at the end of the day, you young men out there, I see a lot of you young men making the wrong mistakes, and I made those mistakes too. So it's time to be sober and it's time to be vigilant. Okay. And you're supposed to submit yourselves unto an elder, a righteous elder, not any wicked Negro you see on Facebook, on YouTube. You're gonna find out that these men that you call leaders, they're not the real leaders, man. Job 32:9. Great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. Okay, so a lot of you young men out there, going back to you young men, see, this is about you young men. Okay, dealing with you young men out there. Right? You guys see a particular guy on YouTube and you think that he's an elder. You think that he's a righteous man. You think that he's a man of the Most High. He's not a man of the Most High. Okay? Because the Most High and the Bible is telling you that the great men are not always wise. Neither do the age understand judgment. So just because a man may have a little age on him, he may have gray hair and he may have a gray beard and he's of age or what have you. That doesn't necessarily mean he's wise. A lot of our people, dealing with the black community, a lot of us base wisdom off of age. You understand? Especially the West Indians base your wisdom based off of your age, how old you are. But just because you may be 50, 60 years old or 30, 20 plus years old, and a young man might be 13, you understand? That 13-year-old might have more wisdom than the 20-year-old. You understand? But within our community, it's taught that you're supposed to respect your elder. With Benjamin, Benjamin like to say, Yafi respect your elder. You understand? But at the end of the day, that if the elders being wicked, how can you respect them? So this is the mentality of our people. They going off. So this is again for you young men. Great, you got to understand that great men are not always wise. So you may see Zabak, you may see the General Yohana, you may see Tahar, you may see all these so-called leaders. Guess what? They're not great. They're not wise. And they don't understand judgment. And it's being shown every single day. When I came in this truth when I was 14, 15 years old, the same thing they taught back then, they still teaching it now. There's no new development, no new breakdowns, they don't read no other verses. The only thing they know is Mark of the Beast. That's it. What kind of spirit are they in? The Most High is not, because the Most High ain't working with these men. So you young men out there, you need to be privy and sharp. You young men out there, you need to be aware of this, and you need to see their track record, and you need to see the development within their spirituality. And if you see that there's no development within their spirit, you got to step away from it, right? Because they're not always wise. Great men are not always wise. We're gonna move on. Proverbs. Okay, Proverbs 12:8. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom. See that? But he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. Right. So you brothers got to understand that too. A man on earth is supposed to be commended to his wisdom, not how much money he got. And I'm taking this into the world now. Everyone's commending a man because he has money in his pocket, or because a particular person looks nice and they look fly, and so we have to respect them. But they're not working with any wisdom. They don't have no wisdom. And even bringing it back to your leaders in Israel, your so-called leaders, false leaders. And you young men, you're not commending a man based on his wisdom. You're commending a man based on how he look, based on the way he talk, or because he's funny, or because you like the person, right? But is he wicked? Does he have a perverse heart? Okay, is he going off? And if you see he's going off, why you ain't correct him? Or rather, why you ain't step out from amongst the camps? If you see your leader and your elder is going off and is committing sin after sin, why are you still around him? That's a question you should ask yourself. So you young men out there, see, you're supposed to commend a man based on his wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the Bible. You're not supposed to commend him based on how he looks. Oh, that brother got a bad garment. Oh, that brother's funny. No, that's not how it's supposed to work for you young men. You're not supposed to judge a man based on how he looks or because you like him. And this is why I advise you young men out there, you need to seek counsel. And I'm here in Israel to counsel you young men. Okay? I'm here to counsel young men in Israel coming in this truth, because you young men, you come in this truth and you're on fire and you just want to follow everybody. You just want to follow whoever seems to be on point or is on fire. You know, they got viewership, they got subscriptions, subscribers, or what have you. You men just want to go and follow these men. And you're not using no wisdom. You're not checking these men out, whether they're in the spirit of the Lord or not. Okay, so we're in 2 Timothy's 3rd chapter. We got a lot of ground to cover, y'all, so just bear with me and get your Bibles out. Okay, 3rd chapter. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. 3rd verse, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. 4th verse, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh. Now this is dealing with you wicked men out there. This is dealing with you Pharisees out there. And you young men, you follow these kind of men. You don't even know it. You young men out there coming in this faith, these are the men that you look up to. All these traits that we're reading, all these negative and wicked traits we're reading, you following these men who have these traits. And you calling these men elders and leaders and stuff like that, okay? You got to correct yourself, and you got to know that they're not the men of the Most High, okay? 5th verse. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Okay, so these men may come out and you may see these men talk good. They dress good. You know, they got the camps, they got the garments. You know, they're in unison. But guess what? They have a form of godliness, but they're denying the power thereof because they're high-minded. They want the power. Okay, they want the throne. They took the high seats during feast. Okay, they took the power seat. These are men that you follow, but these men are wicked. 6th verse. For of this sort are they which creep into houses. Come. They want you to come to their camps. Come to my camp so they can have strength and so they can have the numbers. So it look good. So when they do these little gatherings or what have you, they pan the camera and they got a big gathering, right? So they want you. They creeping into your house. They want you to come and join them in their wickedness and lead captive silly women laden with sin. Cunt. You dealing with these women. These women want to get involved. You understand? They trying to, you hitting them up on Facebook, and you want to network with these silly women laden with sin, full of sin, laid away with diverse lust, full of lust. And then you know what happens there now? You know what seeps in? That adultery starts to seek in. You understand? And Zabak has already been said that he's been creeping around with various men's wives. But you men, you members within these camps, you still affiliated with these guys. The other incident that happened with the other guy, they say he's an elder. He's not an elder, YHWI, right? Guess what? He was dealing with a young girl. Okay? So these actions are wicked. So again, a man is supposed to be commended from his wisdom, not his wickedness. But you men are commending them for their evil. Most are going to judge you for that. 7th verse. Ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. Right. So you men are learning and studying and you following after men. You go into the camps. You're trying to follow after men. You're networking with these men. And you think you're getting, that spiritual edge. You understand? And you think you're getting that spiritual empowerment. You're not. Because you're not in the truth. 8th verse. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. These were two magicians. So they were basically resisting Moses. So do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning faith. Reprobates, void of judgment. 9th verse. But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be made manifest unto all men, as theirs also was. And we see the folly. We see the foolery going on out here. We see men making wicked, evil comments. We see men twisting the scriptures. We see men setting up GoFundMe pages, trying to take money from Israel, lying to Israel, claiming that the money is for schools, claiming that the money is for this, the money is for that, when in all reality, the money that they're asking for and begging for is for their own belly. It's for them to live a particular lifestyle here on earth. It's to live it up in his empire. You understand? So it says, for their folly shall be made manifest unto all men. You understand? And it is being made manifest because we can see it on YouTube. All you have to do is type in certain things. And guess what you see? You see brothers committing adultery, right? You see older men, 60-year-old men dealing with teenagers, kids. That's folly. That's wickedness. You understand? That's straight up wickedness. So the Most High is exposing you guys. And I'm here to expose you too. I'm here to manifest your wickedness and bring it forth to light, so other men can see your evil. 10th verse. But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience. But thou, who's that thou? That's the righteous brethren and sistren. They're the ones that know the doctrine and the faith and the purpose, the charity, the patience. They understand that. 11th, persecutions, afflictions which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. 12th verse. Yea, and all that will live godly in YHWI shall suffer persecution. You're gonna go through some hell. Let's read that again. Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ YHWI shall suffer persecution. You're gonna be hated. When you start to live in the spirit of the Lord, when you start to live and separate yourself from these camps, Hebrews the 13th chapter, 13th verse, when you start to separate yourself and you do your own thing and you walk in the spirit of the faith, you're going to be persecuted. People are going to come against you. People are going to slander you. People are going to talk evil of you. People are going to wish harm on you. But you have to still have that faith and walk strong. 13th verse. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. These men are waxing worse. These men are sinning all around the board, and it's so bad. They're just going along with the sin. They don't even care now. They don't even care that things that they're being exposed. They just going along with it. All your leaders, Tahar, Rakar, them guys are all wicked, man. Zabak, they're wicked. General Yohana, these guys are saying that they're above the Most High and they're second in command and all type of just wickedness. And you got Gabar saying he's neck and neck with Christ YHWI. All kind of wickedness is going on, man. And they're waxing worse, deceiving and being deceived. 14th verse. But continue down the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Con. So when you learn something from a particular man, he teach you something, you better understand that, look, you got to check him out. Is he sincere in the spirit? Is he righteous? You got to check out his track record. Okay? And if he's off, then guess what you got to do? You got to step away from him. You got to step. That's what I did. You understand? But you know what I did when I stepped? I continued in the things which thou hast learned. So that means that when I stepped from amongst these camps, these wicked camps, I kept the knowledge of the Most High intact within my inward parts, within my brain. You understand? Within my head. So even though I left the camps, I still got that underpinning from the scriptures, from the Most High. 15th verse. And that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in YHWI. Come. It's all about faith in Christ YHWI. It's not about your works. Okay? It's not about your works. Ephesians, I think the 2nd chapter, 16th verse. All scriptures given by inspiration of Yahweh and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. Come. A particular brother asked me a comment. He left a comment. And I quoted this scripture. I gave him this scripture and I said, brother, you know, in this truth, you're going to have to reprove and correct wicked men. You can't turn a blind eye to evil and wickedness. You understand? So if a man is going off, the scriptures say you have to correct them. You have to reprove him and instruct them in righteousness. That's what you have to do. Now, if they don't listen, then you let them go as a heathen. 17th verse, that the man of Yahweh may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. See what I'm saying? So that the man of Yahweh may be perfect. So we have to be perfect. The scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, to be ye perfect as Christ is perfect. Thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So if you see a man being wicked, saying all kind of wicked, perverted talk, when you hear these leaders, okay, when you young men hear a particular man make a comment, you got to question that comment and say, hold on, this man is not in the spirit of the Most High, because he's not unto all good works. That's not a good work. You understand? If you see a man causing confusion in Israel, you got to question that and say, you know what? Let me get the hell out of here, man. And you got to make that decision on the spot, or the Most High going to require it out of you. The Most High going to deal with you because you didn't count the cost. Okay? So this is a serious deal for you young men. You young men better make smart decisions in this faith. 23rd verse. There's a lot of ground we have to cover, but we're moving fast. Okay, 23rd verse. We're going to read to 16. Then spake YHWH to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses' seat, come, even to this day. 3rd verse. Oh, therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. Come. So these men will tell you, look, brother, don't do this, don't do that, but they'll do the same thing. So you young men out there, you understand? Just understand that your leaders are wicked. Your leaders are wicked. And at the same time, you can listen to these men, but just dissect their words. You understand? Just dissect everything that they say. You understand? You don't have to follow every damn thing they tell you they say. If a man make an off comment, you dissect it and say, no, I'm not going to take that part. Like when you cooking food, you can't just throw a chicken in the oven. You got to take the bits out, the pertinence part, the pertinence thereof. You got to take that out of there. Then you can cook the food. You understand? So you have to check these men out and observe them. 4th verse. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with their own fingers. Going back to one of their fingers, going back to working. These leaders don't work. They putting heavy burdens upon you. Oh, pay me your tithes, pay me tithes, which the tithes is fruits. The tithes is of your produce. The tithes is not money. You understand? But they put these burdens on you women and men, right? And you can't manage. They lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. They're not working men. They're bums, because they're teaching these young men to be bums too. Because guess what? The young men are looking at them as the influence in following them in their ways. which is the ways of corruption. Fifth, works, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. Con, see that? They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments. Con, they gotta wear the nice garments. They gotta have the headband. They gotta have the fringes. They gotta have this. They gotta have that. And that's all just to be seen of men. You young men are following behind these men because they look the part. You're not following them based on their righteousness. You're following them based on how they look, right? Because they smile in your face. You're following them. Nah, you can't follow these men, man. These men is wicked, man. They're proud and they're boastful, and the Most High ain't dealing with them. That's for you young men. You young men, snap out of it. Sixth verse, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the marketplace, and to be called of men rabbi, rabbi. See? Apostle, apostle, elder, elder. That's off. Eighth verse, but be not ye called a rabbi. This is the word of the Lord. For one is your master, even YHWI, and all ye are brethren. Con. So all of us are brethren. So you're not supposed to have a man trying to, have rulership over a next man. You understand? And try and rule over the man and exalt himself over that man. You understand? And this is what's going on in Israel too. A lot of you young men are spent on trying to exalt men and big up men. You understand? And praise them. You come in this faith and you idolize these men and you treat them like they're God. And what happens is the Most High starts to leave you and it starts to be about man. So you know what's going to happen now? So when you go out there in your everyday life, you ain't got no protection because you've made man your protection. You understand? So you're going to be caught out there. Ninth verse, and call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your father which is in heaven. That's straight to the point. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. Christ is our king. Christ is our master. Christ is our Messiah. Okay. 11th verse. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. Con. If you claim to be a great man, you're supposed to serve the people. Didn't Christ wash the people's feet? 12th verse. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. Okay. That's for these proud. They know who they are. That's for these proud leaders out there. These so-called elders and apostles, bootleg elders and apostles. They're going to be brought low. And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. Come, straight to the point. 13. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees. That's you wicked, evil men of today. These so-called false leaders, hypocrites. For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. Come, so they're ruining your salvation. They're ruining your salvation. All you men out there, you young men, following these camps. Okay, trying to run up on the men and worship men and praise men and vexing the Most High. You shutting up the kingdom. They shutting up the kingdom of heaven for you because you neglect the Most High and you've praised men. Let's read on. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrite, destruction unto you, hypocrites. For ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Come, that's what they do. They have to show everybody they're praying. Yeah, we're praying and I'm praying. That's wicked. Read on. Therefore, ye shall receive the greater destruction. You're going to receive the greater damnation, which is destruction. So the Most High is all about destruction. And you young men, you have to sharpen up yourself and understand that these men are off. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites. For you can pass sea and land and make one a proselyte. Come. So they want to go all over the place. And they want to bring men into their group. Yeah, we using the YouTube to get men in. We going to do this. And look at our camp. We're growing. And look at this. And we're doing that. And we're doing this. We're going to have a big Passover. We're going to have all the camps and all this stuff. That's wickedness. That's wickedness, man. Ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Look at that. 16th verse. Woe unto you, you blind guides. Let's read that again. Let's read that again. Woe unto you, ye blind guides. Come. That's what you leaders are. And you young men, you need to realize that your leaders are blind guides. They're guiding you, but they're guiding you in the wrong direction. They're guiding you in the way of destruction. Okay? Which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Okay, this is Jeremiah 23 and 1 to 4. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Destruction to you pastors, you prophets, you so-called prophets, you so-called elders, you so-called apostles. Destruction unto you. That's what the Bible say. Second verse. Therefore thus saith the Lord YHWI of Israel against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Come. So you false prophets out there, you scattering the people with your false doctrine, with your teachings. You're scattering the people. Read none. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, save the Most High. So the Most High is going to check and destroy the leadership, the so-called leaders in Israel. Zabak, Tahar, so on and so forth. The Most High is going to destroy these men. The IUIC, the Most High is going to destroy all these camps. So these camps are guiding, they're blind guides, and they're guiding the men into a pit. Third verse. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whether I have driven them. Come, the Most High is going to do that, not men. And I will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. Fourth verse. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more. So the Most High is going to set up the shepherds. The Most High is going to raise up righteous men to lead over the brethren. Not these men right here, they set up themselves. The Most High didn't set them up. Satan set them up. Read none. And they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Most High. You understand? So there it is, brothers. We covered a lot of ground. I hope brothers got the edification. It's imperative that you young men listen up, and sharpen up yourselves, because you can come in this faith very young. And, what happens is you can let your life, go down to the pit, man. You could be neglectful in your life. You young men, you come in this faith, you learn the scriptures, and you learn the scriptures by yourself. Now, if you watch a video from a particular brother, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, don't be looking to have no leader. Your leader is Christ. Your king is Christ. Your elder, your apostle is Christ, not man on earth. These men are going to falter all the time. The Most High ain't dealing with none of these men on earth. The Most High is dealing with his son, Christ YHWI. That's the king. That's the king. There's no other foundation, like I did the video the other day. The foundation is Christ YHWI. That's your king. Go without the camp. Hebrews 13:13. You're supposed to go without the camp, bearing his reproach, not man's reproach. Okay? So with that, my brothers out there and sisters out there, shalom. And big up to the righteous elders, big up to the righteous brothers out there, in peace. Shalom.